This is the best way I've found to learn the notes on the fingerboard, other than the E and the A, which we all learn quite easily. We need to learn the notes in a way that is practical, not just learning them for learning them's sake. So what I've found works really well for me is learning triads over 3 strings with the root note on each of those 3 strings. So imagine your normal D chord. If you forget the D string and just play those 3, well, you'll see that's a 3-note D major chord with the root on the B string. So obviously if you take that pattern anywhere else on the fingerboard, if you move it up 2 frets, it's an E. So anywhere you play an E major in a song, you could play that. And this forces you to learn the notes on the B string. The G is up here on 8. A is on 10. So just like the D pattern, when you've got the D major, you've also got the D minor. Works exactly the same way. So your E minor, 2 frets up on the 5th fret, root note on the B string, that can replace any E minor in any song. So what I think it's great to do is take a song that you really like and you're really familiar with the chords. I love Little Wing because it's amazing and it's got lots of chords in it, but it can be anything. Then restrict yourself just to playing on those 3 strings. Now initially you can just keep the root note on the B, but then you'll switch. They're essentially inversions, but you don't need to think of them as inversions. I think of it as a 3-note chord with the root on the B, or the E, or the G. It works really well, and so basically restrict yourself to playing the song with just one to start with. So if you're going just on the E string, just a bar over all 3 strings is your minor chord, your minor triad. So that's your E minor. Obviously, if you sharpen that, the 3rd, by a semitone, that becomes major. That does form part of the larger chord that you'd normally play, but it's best to think of these as a thing on their own. It just helps you mentally. So Little Wing, for instance, is E minor, down to G major, 3rd fret, A minor, then back to the E. Could be all 3 strings open or on the 12th fret. Then we go to B minor, again the bar, 7th fret. Quickly up to C. Then G major, down to F, back up to the C. That's it. Then once you've learned the ones, so you've learned the ones with all the root notes on the E string, get familiar with that with any tune that you like. Could be a House of the Rising Sun, A minor, C major, D, F, could also be down there, A minor, C, E, and you've got an E7 as well. You don't always have to play the root note. The E7 is just, you could just replace the root note in that triad with a note that's a full 2 frets down, and that's your 7. The chord's implied anyway. And that's just off the one string. But then you can practice the same tune just on the B string, and do this for a while. So you really start to learn what each of these notes are, because you're actually playing chords and you're playing music using them. And then do the same with the G. The G is great because your minor is just, so we said this is G minor, 12th fret on the G, 11th fret on the B, 10 on the E. And that's your minor. Your major is, you just sharpen the third. So it'll be then 12, 12, 10. But you'll force yourself to learn these notes. So E minor is here. G. Go down to this E minor. Go do the B minor with the root on the B. Really, really useful, and just restrict yourself initially to these three strings, the top three strings. Learn all on one first. So just concentrate with your root knot and the E string first. Play whatever tune it is you want along those. Get used to it. Pick them, whatever, and it becomes musical and fun, and them notes get really sort of into your head. And then do the same with the notes on the B, then with the G. Then after that, I then moved up to the next three set of strings and do the same thing again. So you like this, that's your G major there, which is your D pattern. You move up to the next three strings, it's actually there. But again, a really usable shape. Mine is that. It's best to work these out yourself. I could draw them out and stuff, but I think if you work them out yourself, most of them form part of a larger chord. The bar chords you probably already know. But think of these as things on their own. Really helps, really, really useful. And then it will actually help with soloing as well, because you can play the notes individually, so like E minor, up to G. Have a go and see how you get on.